Lloyd KC Stadium where they played football for over 50 years. We're ready for another great game. Cold and rainy conditions, the forecast for today's game between the Roadrunners and the Baylor Bears. And here come the Bears. EA Sports welcomes you to another game of NCAA football. Hi, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler here with my co-hosts Lee Corso and Kirk Herbstreit. The Roadrunners are pretty confident coming into this one, Kirk. It really doesn't appear to be much of a contest.
Yeah, unfortunately, this one won't be much of a contest. Baylor has spent all week trying to figure out how they're going to slow this running back down. Well, Lee, in my opinion, they could have spent all year. It still won't matter. He's going to have a big day and a big win.
You're 100% correct. Baylor is not going to be able to slow down this rushing attack, and I'm going to tell you why. That defensive line is going to get dominated up front, Kirk, and they're going to lose this one big.
Thanks, guys. Should be an exciting game. Now let's get down to midfield where they're ready for the coin toss. We'll see how this game plays out as they get ready for the opening kickoff. Nice kick, plenty of distance. Number 1 fields it in the end zone. They'll set up shop at the 21-yard line. Baylor lines up with 3 receivers. Here's the give. And he's taken down. He rumbles for about 4 yards on that draw play. It's 2nd down and 6 to go. Ball on the 25. Number 2 comes to the line with 3 wide. And straight ahead we go with the fullback. Lotz brings him down at the 27-yard line. 2-yard pickup. 3rd and 4. Ball on their own 27. They come out with 4 wide out. He drops back. Over the middle. And down he goes. The wide receiver picks up good yardage that time. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 40. Number 32 is the single setback. Oh, he had the pick and he dropped it.
I don't even think he saw the defense on that one.
How does that kid expect to pick it off? He's got more tape on his hands than the heavyweight champ.
The Bears with 4 receivers. Back to pass. Throws this one out to the left. Got it. Jenkins with a takedown. And a nice catch by the wideout that time. 1st and 10. This is the 6th play of this drive. Baylor comes out in the shotgun. Singleton brings him down at the 39. And they pick up 2 yards. It's 2nd down and 8 to go. And this is the 7th play of the current drive. Baylor in a 4-wide set. Drops back and pass. Across the middle. Great coverage, and it's intercepted. Nice pick by the safety.
Safety that time just sitting back there looking at the quarterback, and once it was thrown, he knew exactly where it was going, and he made the pick.
They'll go to work at the 26-yard line. The Roadrunners come out in the ace formation. And he's taken down at the 27. And he gets a yard on the run. Second and 9. Ball on the 27. The Roadrunners come out in the ace formation. And down he goes. The back gets 3 on the carry. It's 3rd down and 6 to go. Ball on the 30. The Roadrunners come out in the ace formation. Spinning. And he's taken down. Well, they try to keep it on the ground for the first down.
You know, Brad, here the defense just steps up and makes a play, stopping them and bringing up fourth down.
You'd expect him to punt here, but it looks like they're not thinking that way. He drops back, looks, throws it to the outside. Got his running back, knocked out of bounds. He got up in the air and made the catch.
Well, that's all about timing, too, because if he jumped too early, he wouldn't have been able to catch that ball.
Walsh lines up in the shotgun. High snap as he works from the gun. Rifles it over the middle. Found his man. He's all the way down to the 22. That's the end of the first quarter, folks. No score after one. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 22. And down he goes. They got 4 yards on that one. Second and 6. This is the 7th play of this drive. Walsh with the give, and he's taken down at the 15-yard line. A gain of 3 yards by the fullback. Third down and 3 coming up. Ball on the 15-yard line. The Roadrunners set up in the gun. He's into the open field, and he's got the touchdown. And how about that run, guys?
Oh, I think he's a fine running back. Somebody, you got to design an entire defensive scheme to stop.
Just look at that last touchdown run. He knows where the end zone is, and he gets there.
And he tacks on the extra point. So with just over 2 minutes left in the second quarter, our score, the Roadrunners 7, Baylor nothing. Atkins looks ready to kick this one off. Number 88 and number 1 deep to return. Kicks it off. Number 88 fields it at the 1. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. They'll start this drive at the 19-yard line. Baylor sets up in the I. They go with a run. Cook with a takedown at the 21-yard line. 2-yard carry by the fullback. It's 2nd down and 8 to go. Ball on the 21. Baylor in a 4-wide set. And down he goes. A pickup of 4 on the play. Third and 4. Ball on the 25-yard line. The Bears line up in an I formation. Back to pass. He steps up, and he's hit as he throws. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
4th down, and let me say one thing. This defense was up to the task that time in shutting down the pass play.
Yeah, they shut it down, and they got the 3 and out they were looking for.
And the punt team will come out. It's 4th down. Number 19 gets it off. Cooper fields it at the 39. Now we see the offense come onto the field.
And you know who's trembling right now? That defensive secondary.
The secondary should be trembling after all the yards that they gave up that last time.
They'll take over at the 43. Trips right. Walsh options out. He lateral. Loss of 5 there. 2nd down, and they got 15 for the first down. Ball right around midfield. They line up with Trips to the right. Drops back to pass. Looking. He's going right.
I tell you what, Kirk, if that receiver doesn't get more aggressive, this defense is going to be knocking the balls down all game long.
You're absolutely right. That was a heads-up play by the corner, but it would have never happened if the receiver would have come back to the ball instead of waiting for it to fall into his lap.
Play action. Steps up. Got it. He's knocked out of bounds. And Herbie, that was a good-looking throw.
Yeah, and what impresses me is the composure of this young quarterback. He made a great read, saw the open receiver, and delivered an almost perfect strike. Good-looking play.
Let's see if they can convert here. And he's taken down at the 31. Just about 3 yards there. First and 10. And this is the 5th play of the current drive. They come out in a goal line set. And he's going to lose yards on this one.
Here the tailback had really nowhere to go. The defense does a good job of getting penetration, and they were able to wrap him up for a loss.
2nd and 12 coming up here. This is the 6th play of this drive. Back to pass. He's looking. Fires across the middle. And he's all the way in for the touchdown. They made that touchdown look really, really easy, Coach.
And that's what you get when you practice hard all week long. Practice makes perfect, my friend. And that was as close to perfect as you will get.
And he hits the PAT. Less than a minute remains in the second quarter, and our score is the Roadrunners 14, Baylor nothing. Atkins is lined up to kick this one off. Number 88 and number 1 back ready to return. Kicks it off. Number 1 takes it at the 4. Spin move. So the offense takes over, and the last time they had the ball, they had a tough time getting anything going. They'll set up shop at the 19-yard line. The Roadrunners bring in their dime package. Nice play fake. Got it. Ball is loose. Fumble. Now the defense has it. The safety. And down he goes at the 14-yard line. And they turn it over right before the half.
Well, this really hurts them here. They're trying to cut into that lead before they got into the showers for halftime, but unfortunately, this turnover will still leave them down as they get into the locker room.
He drops back. Throws this one out to the right, and it falls incomplete. And he overshot his receiver on that one.
Well, here the quarterback needs to relax down near the end zone, step up, and make a better throw.
Cooper lines up as a single back, drops back to pass. And they couldn't hook up on that one. And the wideout had trouble holding on there.
And I tell you what, he was holding on for dear life there. I don't think he was concerned about the ball too much on that play. Nah.
The Roadrunners come out in the ace formation. Walsh back to pass, complete, and he's taken down. The tight end with a nice catch there. The Roadrunners call for a timeout, and they've got 2 remaining. Well, we thought we were going to see the field goal attempt, but they're lining up to go for it. And it pays off. Touchdown.
Kirk, that was his 2nd touchdown of the day. What else can we expect from him?
Well, I'd bet on at least a couple more touchdowns for starters. He looks like he's really come to play here in the first half.
And he tacks on the extra point. Down to just a few seconds left here before the half. And our score, the Roadrunners 21, Baylor nothing. Looks like they're ready for the kick. We should have a return on this one. Number 1 fields it at the 1. As they head to the locker room, it's been a ones. Second half just about set to get underway as the teams line up for the kick. Kicks it off. Cooper fields it in the end zone. And now a slight break in the action as the offense comes out onto the field for their next possession. They'll get the ball here at the 20-yard line. The Roadrunners go with the I formation. Looks. He's under some heat. And they get the sack.
There was just not enough people to block. And when there ain't enough, you're going to get nailed.
It's second down and a long ways to go. Ball on the 7-yard line. They line up in an I. Walsh set to go to the air. Looking. Steps up in the pocket. And he got it! At the 40, at the 30, to the 20, to the 10. And he will score. Nice catch by the receiver.
That reception put him over the century mark for the day. And you want to know something, Kirk?
What's that?
This receiver is the real deal. He's a great playmaker.
And he hits the PAT. And just over 2 minutes left here in the third. The score is the Roadrunners 28, Baylor nothing. Atkins is lined up to kick this one off. Number 88 and number 1 back deep to return. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. Number 88 fields it in the end zone. Time once again for this offense to come back out and start another drive. They'll start this drive at the 20. Number 2 with 3 wide receivers. Handoff up the middle. And down he goes. Just a yard there. It's second down and 9 to go. Ball on their own 21. 3 wideouts here. Inside give. Sherman brings him down. So the halfback gets only 2 on the draw play. Third down and 7. Ball on the 23. Number 2 is back in the gun. Back to pass. Throws it to the outside. Got it. He has some room. At the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He's all the way home. Touchdown. And with that catch, he goes over 100 yards.
Well, this wide receiver is definitely having a solid game. He's getting his yards, but more importantly, he's moving the chains for first downs.
And he tacks on the extra point. Just over a minute to go here in the third quarter. And the score, the Roadrunners 28, Baylor 7. Number 15 looks ready to kick this one off. Number 38 and Cooper set to return. Nice kick, plenty of distance. Cooper fields it in the end zone. Missed tackle. Guys, their last possession, they really had good success passing the ball.
Hey, if you ask me, I'd air it out some more.
Lee, I agree. Make them show you that they can stop it before you change things up.
One man backfield. Setting up the play action. Down the middle. Got it. And he's taken down. It's first and 10. Ball on the 50. The Roadrunners come out in the ace formation. There's a missed tackle. And down he goes. So the old counter gets 2, maybe 3 yards. Second and 7. Ball on the 47. Cooper is the single setback. He's looking. And it's caught. And he's taken down at the 43-yard line. Nice little catch there, huh, Coach?
Yeah, that was a good call. I like that call. I like short passes. They're safe and can lead to some really good yardage.
Cooper, the lone back. They'll try to get the first on the ground. And down he goes. That's not going to keep the drive going.
Good, solid defense there to force them into a fourth down situation.
4th and 2. Ball on the 42-yard line.
And this is a really gutsy call going for it in this situation. And he's taken down. So they run it on 4th down, and they pick up the first.
Boy, big play there, Brad. You know, a lot of times on 4th down, you'll see the ball carrier panic, but not this guy. This is a good job of showing patience and letting the run develop.
First and 10, and this is the 6th play of the drive. So that brings us to the end of the quarter, and at the end of 3, our score, the Roadrunners 28, Baylor 7. It's 1st and 10. This is the 6th play of this drive. The Roadrunners go with the I formation. They go with the option. Shakes off a tackler. And down he goes at the 24. A nice 7-yard run by the fullback. 2nd and 3 coming up. Ball on the 24. They'll use a 4-4 defense here. Walsh with the give. The big guy with room to run. With the spin, and he's taken down. And the fullback comes up with a nice run.
This is just strength on strength right here. They give it to the fullback, and he powers his way for some good yardage and another first down.
Cooper is the single setback. And down he goes at the 7-yard line. The running back gets a yard, maybe less. The Roadrunners come to the line with their jumbo package. They keep it on the ground with the tailback. And he's taken down. They pick up a good 6 yards there. Looks like they'll try to power it right into the heart of the defense. On the ground with the tailback.
As easy as uno, dos, tres. For you kids at home, that means 1, 2, 3, as in 3 rushing touchdowns for the day for this kid. I think this defense is getting a numbers lesson right here.
And he hits the PAT. So with less than 2 to go in the 4th quarter, the score is the Roadrunners 35, Baylor 7. Looks like they're ready for the kick. Kicks it off. Number 1, fields at the goal line. Good coverage by the kicking team.
Yep, beautiful job of playing their assignments right there.
They'll take over at the 16. Number 2 lines up with 5 wide out. They'll throw on first down. Across the middle. Got it to his receiver. What a catch, and that's going to give him a first down.
Well, that's a big play for the offense, but I think the defense needs to play a little bit tighter in the secondary.
Ace backfield. They'll throw on first down. Over the middle. And he went way up, and he's got the interception. And down he goes at the 31. And that was their 2nd interception of the game. They'll go to work at the 31-yard line.
They'll start the drive at the 31-yard line.
One-man backfield. Walsh back to pass. Draw one. And he's taken down. And they continue to pound it out on the ground.
Tick, tick, tick. Continue to milk that clock.
Have a look at our Old Spice players of the game. Red zone, when performance matters the most. And down he goes.
Kirk, my friend, this is exactly what you want out of your back late in the game. The ability to keep the clock moving and continue to pick up first downs.
Yeah, Lee, no question. This is the time when you let him carry the team to the finish line.
And he's taken down. Gain of 9.
9-yard gain on the play.
2nd and 1 coming up here. Ball on the 11-yard line. Cooper, the lone back. He's hit and got away. And down he goes at the 3. The offense calls a timeout, and they'll have 2 remaining. Cooper lines up as a single back. Can't wrap him up. And he's taken down. They'll get 2 on that one.
Gain of 2 on the play.
One-man backfield. They'll wrestle him down in the backfield. The Roadrunners are going to take a timeout, and they'll have 1 timeout left. The Roadrunners line up in a goal line formation. On the ground, up the middle. And he's in there. Touchdown. Let's look at that one again. And he tacks on the extra point. So we're down to just a few seconds remaining here in the ball game. And our score, the Roadrunners 42, Baylor 7. And they'll be returning this one. Number 1 fields it at the 7.
Great job by the defense last time forcing the kick. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few runs here by the offense to start things off.
Over at the 27-yard line. First and 10.
Number 48, the lone back, laterals back. He's got a lot of green. Spins upfield, and down he goes at the 39. And he reeled off a big one there.
This offensive line is built to allow this tailback to make plays, as you just saw. He's able to get into the open and create some excitement right there.
That's the end of the game. The final score is the Roadrunners 42, Baylor 7. Thank you for attending.